You need to get the quiver guy in here that you ran into. That'll get Tony going.
Almost killed a guy this morning. Tornado last night almost killed a guy this morning. I've never seen anything like this before. To get here, I have to get on a couple highways. I live a little bit. I'm still considered in the city, which doesn't make any sense, but I'm like a 15, 20-minute drive. And my final road is obviously the street that we're on. I go under a bridge, and then there's a red light, and then another block where there's a television station and a red light. But that one where you're coming out from under the bridge, if you're on the other side of it, you can't really see into the bridge. So you got to bank on the green light, red light, and the walk sign for people. And they're pretty wide open streets this morning, which was very different than yesterday. I think everybody's hungover from how much they were outside yesterday. So I'm cruising. There's nobody in front of me. There's a guy to my left kind of tailing me a little bit on the left. It's 4-lane road, so 2 lanes. I'm going like probably 35 miles an hour. I think the speed limit's like 30 or whatever. I'm not even speeding. I'm just cruising. This morning was Zach Brown radio on Pandora. I mean, I was feeling good. The sun was out. Here we go. I survived a tornado. I had a purple Doppler. Here we go. I'm cruising. I'm almost at work. Excited to get in here and watch Diggs walk. Excited to do everything. I was like kind of pumped to get to work for the first time in a long time here now. And I'm just driving, cruising, and this guy wearing a Carhartt tan jacket, thick jacket, had this big hood on. He's walking on the sidewalk. As I'm driving, green light on the bridge, but I see him up at the corner. I get probably 6 feet away from the crosswalk. He just hops out on the street with his hood up. I guess he didn't even see me. I slam on my brakes. It gives the old, and then I hit the horn, obviously, because, this guy needs to know that what you just did was not, and the only way, my windows are up, obviously, because COVID-19 travels through the air, so I couldn't actually tell him to go fornicate himself and not to do that. I had to beep at him. This guy didn't even blink. He turns, he looks at me with his demon eyes. He had these demon eyes, and he gets his arm, and he starts pulling a quiver immediately to the quiver, looking me right in the eyes, and I'm like, this dude was 6 feet away from death. He didn't flinch. He didn't budge. He just turned and looked at me and did this fake little thing, and I was like, oh. I kind of laughed. I couldn't help but respect it. This car that was tailing me to the left, though, I think they saw me stop. They must have thought it was a pothole or something. They got even closer to this guy. I mean, he was just walking. He had his hood back up at this point. He gave me the quiver and then put his hood back up. This guy slams on his brakes. He just keeps it walking. Then I sit there. I'm like, well, I'm going to see how this pans out. I would like to see how this goes. There's a FedEx Euro van on the left coming across the street that I was on. He walks over there, bangs on the door, starts yelling on the driver, hits the backside of it, and then just walks off. I'm like, that guy is wild, okay? So now our office, though, is only a block and a half up from this. Not a lot of streets. And this guy is yelling at everybody, okay? I don't know what he's on, whether it was the spice, he got some bad potpourri, or maybe he's on some meth, possibly. Those demon eyes, I ain't never seen them before. I don't know what you get from those. But I park now in our parking lot, and it's just me and this guy on the street now at this point, right? It's just me and this guy on the street. So I'm in my car. I'm like, if I get out of the car, I'm going to have to fight this demon who didn't even flinch at a truck potentially running his ass over. So I just stayed in the truck, right? I almost felt like soft, but I FaceTimed Nick, and I'm like, yo, Nick, look outside right now. There is a walking, talking demon Methhead. And this guy is walking by the office. He's screaming at me while I'm in the truck, okay? So he's just screaming at the truck on the other side of the street. And I'm like watching him. I have my reverse on so I can see him in the camera. And I'm enjoying it. Like, I'm laughing at this. He gets like a block down or whatever. Like, okay, now I can go outside. The devil isn't out there anymore. And I walk out. I walk across the street. The guy turns around, gives me one massive fornicate you. He did not forget about me. Gets the quiver out again and then just walks it off. And I'm like, well, that guy's going to kill somebody today. And I'm happy it wasn't me. Wild morning this morning.
You were dealing with Legolas.
Yes.
From Lord of the Rings. He's an elf. Be careful.
This guy did look like an elf.
big archer.
Bro, he had those jeans like from back in the day, like the old Janko Fubu, the big old jeans on with that Carhartt thing. 6 feet away, that guy. My truck is a jacked up F-150 too. It's not like some small. He would have ate that grill. I mean, he would have ate it. Just hopped out. And by the way, he was walking straight. Just hops out in front of me, horn, and just turns and looks and just like. Screaming, I'm like,
unloading it.
Oh my God! I have never seen a human act that way. You couldn't help but be impressed.
Oh yeah.
Then that FedEx truck caught some. I mean, that FedEx truck caught some extra side yells. That guy, I don't know where he's off to or where he's at right now, But damn, I wish I had that type of composure in wild situations like he had.
Probably waiting in the parking lot.
Yeah, he had to go get more arrows.
He's probably top of the key bake right now, just waiting for you to come out.